Getting back to Twilight, though.
Yeah, let's
so
do
this
it.
whole thing
Back.
is So this whole thing is exploding because at first, when you're shooting it, you don't know that that's going to be a monstrous movie that grossed
No.
hundreds of billions of dollars and
Not at
stuff,
all.
right? You don't know.
No, it was an independent movie. Like it was, I mean, it was like kind of like an indie movie. I mean, we were with Summit Entertainment at the time, and it was like,
And you
it
get
was small.
and you get that part because you had worked for Sean Penn, right? Sean Penn really liked you as an actress, as a young actress.
Mm.
I think tell me if I got this right. And you were recommended to the director of Twilight. Is that the way it worked, that Sean Penn's recommendation, or do I have it wrong?
I'm not sure. I think maybe they know each other. I can't remember, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Sean Penn, good director?
Oh my God, yeah.
Why? Why is he a good director?
I don't know, because you just do it just feels unhinged. It feels like, protected and controlled, yet sprawling. And my favorite types of directors make me feel like anything could happen and we're on like some sort of like holy path.
What a strange thing to be so young and working for like these adults.
Mm.
And these adults are telling you what to do. Your parents must have been nervous about all of that because they don't know Sean Penn from a hole in the wall. And you're suddenly like, now he's your guru. And
Yeah.
I'm just thinking it's a weird thing.
But they revere filmmaking. And also, my mom was with me all the time. They were really protective. Like she always like joked around. She's like, I can't believe you forced me to become the evil stage mom that we all like sort of notice on set and cringe at. And now she's on set being like, that's it. She's going. There's no overtime. And I'm like, I want to stay. And she's like, shut up.
Maybe because you were a kid. I don't know if you did or not, but did you ever experience any of these Me Too kind of moments that we read about?
Nope.
Because you were a kid and your parents were with you, you've kind of been protected that way.
I don't know.
But you've been
I've
lucky.
gotten so lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never, ever been made to feel like, I don't know. I was like, as shy as I was as a little kid, if anyone ever, I just don't think that this is a slippery slope because nobody has ever brought this upon themselves. I just genuinely think like, I just seemed like someone you didn't want to do that to. I would have been like, what the fuck? Like I had like such a potty mouth as a kid. I was like so direct and like, I only got self-conscious as I like became a teenager. And then I like finally I'm getting back now. Getting older is great. You become like
You
more
like
like
it.
you were when you were a kid. Yeah. But no, I've gotten so lucky. I've worked with really, really, I've seen people do it to other people on set and it's like made me kind of enraged. Like I've seen crew, like line producers, like people like DPs, like making stand-ins do weird shit, putting their arms around them and stuff. I sit on set and I'm like, she probably doesn't want you touching her. I'm just saying.
Right.
And then everyone's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, I mean, what? Like, call it out. Like, you're being a weirdo. Stop.
Good.
Yeah. My makeup artist was dealing with this fucking asshole once. And I was just like, I literally every day on set, I'd be like, here it comes. Nobody feels comfortable. And he was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're calling me out. I was like, yeah, I mean, stop it.
These guys do not see themselves at all. They're almost not even wicked people. They're just completely stupid.
Dude, they're just shaped by all of the reasons why, like white male privilege is a thing. And they're like, what?
You're so lucky.
Yeah.
I don't know a woman that hasn't been molested it's an epidemic. Who hasn't been molested or raped.
I know.
It's just unbelievable how many women I meet that have had this experience.
I know.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Getting back to Twilight, though. So this script comes to you.
This is fun. It's like becoming a bit.
No. It's not a bit because I'm fascinated about this. I love the moment where things get out of control. In other words, you're doing a little movie. You've worked with Jodie Foster in Panic Room. You worked for Sean Penn, this and that. You get this role, and you get it pretty easily because people had seen your work as a kid.
I auditioned for Twilight too, like pretty heavily.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
The only person I ever heard who was up against you was Jennifer Lawrence. You ever hear that story?
I think everyone kind of auditioned for that movie. And at the time, it wasn't even like a coveted, because nobody knew it was going to be such a big thing. It was sort of like,
Everyone
you get
just
a
goes
part or
in.
you don't. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like at that time, I mean, look, I could be wrong. Maybe there were a few girls that had read the book and like wanted it. I hadn't even read the book when I started making the movie.
I see. Were there movies that you really wanted that you never got, like that you went in for? And when you experienced rejection, like were there movies that you just said, I gotta get this fucking role, and you didn't get it? Is there one?
Yeah, for sure. But I can't think of what they are because I had such a let's be honest about ego here. If I didn't get a part,
Right.
I would literally be like, oh my goodness, I was totally wrong. you're an idiot. You're going to make a movie that is not the movie that I wanted to do, because the movie that I wanted to do, I'm in. So
By the
like
way,
you, like,
that's true.
Yeah.
And when
I'm like, wow, dodged a bullet there.
speaking of movies you didn't want to be in, Rob, when he was here, told me with Twilight that they wanted to go in a whole nother direction. They wanted you to be smiley and him to be smiley and be lovable little, he's be a lovable little vampire. And he said it was tremendous pressure to act that movie the way he wanted to.
Yeah,
Like-
he was honestly like, thank God he did have that. Like, I mean, he wouldn't do it the other way, and I don't think he even had that in his wheelhouse. Like, his body wouldn't do that, and I mean, mine either. I was so overwrought, and like, I was like, the only reason this is good is because it's like, oh, and they were like, no, but it's not fun, and we took a lot of slack. Like, we were constantly being like reprimanded, and thank God we like stuck to our guns, because that's why the movie works.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly why the movie works.
Yeah.
Your two characters really played it well.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine the
I'm
pressure.
like, yes, exactly.
Well, no,
but
it's
I,
true.
Like,
if you
in
were
a
this
thematic
smiley,
way, yeah.
kind of not brooding teen, I would not have liked the character. I wouldn't have bought it.
That's
Yeah.
why I said it was Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Two
There was some
tortured
tragedy.
characters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it really worked. And you know,
I can't believe I'm like looking at you and talking to you. It's like very trippy to be here.
looking at Rob, every day I say to myself, I can't believe I'm looking at
He's
Rob.
tripping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe me, I
All the
trip out.
time.
It's very trippy. But let me just finish this thought.
Of course, yes.
Okay, the thought being that, the audition, Rob comes in, you go to the director's house, and you're on the director's bed.
Oh, it was really weird.
This is what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. This
yeah.
might be the closest you came to a Meet the Mom. When you get a call to go to the director's house and be making, I don't know if you're making out, but if you're rolling around on a bed with Robert, that's a weird, who auditions in a director's house?
No,
I
it's
think
almost supremely fucked up. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Did you have weird feelings about it?
No, I was so into it.
Oh,
I'm
you
kind
were?
of fucked up. Yeah.
God, you were so
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, making movies is a very occasionally I have had like real experiences and I retain memories that feel like they're parts of my life that actually occurred while filming movies. Like, acting is not, for me, when it's bad, you're lying and you're pretending, and when it's good, you're like going through something. And so yeah, we set ourselves up for very strange experiences.
So can you go watch any of your old films or is it too emotional for you? Because
depends on which one, but yeah, sometimes they're very triggering. Yeah.
like, would you go back and watch the first Twilight just to reminisce and say, this was, this reminds me of a time in my life that was pleasant?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen parts of it, like it'll be on TV or like, oh man. Yes, I've seen it since, and like, it's such a weird movie. It's like it's so particularly itself, and then like kind of culty because it's so clunky.
Right.
It has a spirit, but it's like, what the fuck, Jesus! Like, it's hard to watch yourself at 17. It's like a very
would you
time.
recommend to other young actresses that they fall in love during their movie, or should they avoid it? Because that's my point. You say you couldn't have stopped yourself. I mean,
I
you were
don't
in
think
love with Rob.
I was gonna say I don't think it's really a choice. Yeah,
But isn't it dangerous because the set is such an aphrodisiac? It's like
maybe it's not real.
It's not real.
Yeah, but
It's-
then you could apply that to any other. What is?
what is real?
Yeah.
Because they cater to you. They're treating you like you're a star. They're
No.
no.
No,
It wasn't like that?
Not at all.
It was
Get
kinda
your ass to
shitty?
set and start smiling, bitch. And I'm like,
Right.
nope. Yeah.
But did you have a sense that you were in trouble now that you were in love because you're like, oh, this is cliched. I'm falling in love with my
I
co-star.
thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I was so proud of it. And I was like, we're like rock stars, dude. We're like I was like, yeah, you wish that you had this.
But
Like,
was
you know
it-
when you just have that thing and you're like,
Yeah.
this is the coolest.
Well, it's cool too because you're really trapped in like high school, like you say,
Yeah.
or college, and at least you have this great outside romance going on at the
Yeah.
time.
It was fun.
But it's always doomed, isn't it? Because it's just too much pressure when you got as famous as you did so quickly. Talk about the financial aspect.
Okay.
You go from being, I guess you were a comfortable kid growing up in terms of money. It wasn't like money
Yeah.
was a huge issue, but
Not at
still,
all.
you
No, my
weren't
parents
wealthy. Your parents were okay.
Yeah, we were okay. We lived like at the at the base of Topanga Canyon in Woodland Hills. Like it was a very nice upbringing, but it wasn't like I didn't like my brother went to Calabasas High School and we would like go into those neighborhoods and be like, Jesus, like you get lost in a house or like,
right.
Yeah, that we didn't. I mean, I rode my bike to school. I always went to like public school, like, pretty
normal life, but
very
then,
suburban, normal lifestyle. Yeah.
When money starts rolling in, I mean, you've never been around, you're a kid. And all of a sudden you have financial freedom. I got to feel like this is mind-blowing and sort of incredibly liberating, because on all of those subsequent movies, you're getting a percentage of the gross. They couldn't have made those movies without you. They couldn't go ahead if you could have gotten whatever you wanted financially because you were the movie. You and Rob were the movie. Do you know what you're doing at first, or do you go fucking crazy and start buying everything in sight?
No, I have like very sort of like menial. What do I spend my money on? Like food. Like I'm into.
You got
real
a big
estate.
house?
I have a house in LA that's I'm never going to move out of. It's perfect for me. Yeah.
And we're concerned about LA burning down, right? I mean, Los Angeles, California, everything. I mean, it's on fire out there.
I know.
I just was out there. I never go out there, but it smelled like fire.
I know. It's
freaky.
a real bummer. I'm so sorry for people that are like.
But you love that's the house you bought with that money. That's what you did. You bought a house.
I bought a house.
Do people start hitting you up for money? Does your life change that way, that people start to say, "Oh, you're rich. Come on."
Yeah. I mean, not like, "Hey, you're rich. Come on," but it's sort of like I have like dependents, but I don't mind that. I don't feel taken advantage of.
You're grateful that you can do that.
Yes, very.
So that brings us to Charlie's Angels, which you're out promoting, right? Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
You didn't watch the old TV shows?
No.
I think why not though? Is it because it was too goofy, or you just don't want to fall into the trap of pretending or acting like those people? You want to bring something new to it?
No, I mean, I kind of like familiarized myself. I think I like watched a few minutes of like it's just from a different time, and I totally you can watch one episode and get the gist of what they're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I didn't commit to like a season.
I would think that's fun as an actor to be in a Charlie's Angels movie.
So fun.
Right? Because you get to shoot everybody, you get to kill people, you get all
everything,
that.
Yeah, we get to kill the bad guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. When is it coming out? It's coming, let's see, I got that information. November 15th in theaters everywhere, whenever that is. When is November 15th?
Couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. And promoting a movie like that. You just did Saturday Night Live. We like doing that?
We do that.
You don't like doing it.
It's weird. Okay, so like, sometimes it's just mood oriented. Like if you wake up and you actually just don't have like I'm a people person. I love people. I love talking to everyone, whatever. But if there is a sort of ceiling that when you hit it, it starts to feel so absurd, and you're like, oh man, I can't talk about this thing anymore, because it's also the most important thing in my life. Is like my work is like so personal, and it's not work. There's no separation between like I'm not professional. I'm very like feeling like I never have to be like, okay, I'm at work, I'm going to do this, I'm going to put on my game face and be a pro. It's like, no, I never want that. I want to be really available and really present and never trying to put anything on. So sometimes it's gouging out. Sometimes it literally feels like someone's gouging out your insides and you're like, get the fuck away from me.
Wait a second.
But then sometimes it feels amazing.
You talk about acting.
No, I'm talking about
promotion.
Saturday Night Live or promoting.
You never got, in your career,
Promoting.
you never got promotion. In fact, when you were in that movie with Jodie Foster and you're 11 years old, and then they tell you after you shoot the movie and you loved the whole experience, when you went out to promote that movie, you were even as an 11-year-old, I don't understand. What am I doing?
Oh, I couldn't even handle. I literally like doing interviews. I like was just
why? Because you don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
You don't mind being judged as an actor.
Not at all.
But you don't want to be judged as a person.
Yeah, it scared me. I was really like, I didn't want to seem stupid. I had no control over like what was going to happen. I also had like a lot of anxiety as a kid that I've grown out of.
So doing promotion is anxiety producing. And so part of because Charlie's Angels is a big movie, you feel the obligation to promote it.
Totally, and I want to. I really like the movie. I want people to see it.
But to go on Saturday Night Live,
that was scary.
That's scary. The first time you did it, I loved the opening monologue. You
Thanks.
came out and you showed all of the tweets, or some of the tweets, that President Trump had made about you. And it was hysterical. It was the best monologue because you came out, and I thought this honesty was great. You know, because so many actors and things won't talk about what's going on in their personal life. And this, And it was so fabulous because Trump was consumed with the fact that you and Rob Pattinson had broken up.
Sure.
And he
Yes.
started tweeting against you saying, hey, Rob, you can do much better than Kristen Stewart. Forget her.
Yes. I had defied.
You could fuck tons of girls, basically, is what
I
he
had
was saying.
defied like his man. He was like, "What you?" He was like, "This measly lady has." Yeah, no. It was
How
fucking
weird is
absurd.
it that the president of the United States is saying, hey, Rob, Kristen Stewart, forget over her, man. She's no good. I mean, and then you commented it on Saturday Night Live. I thought that was fucking terrific.
You would think that he had, more important things to do.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
When the
and
president
very
of the United-
embarrassing for him.
When the president of the United States is going after you and basically saying, hey, you know what, you're not so hot,
Yeah, sure.
which is what he's saying. He's judging you.
I'm literally gonna like gag right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, hey, he's like, hey, you know
I'm
what? I
gagging.
wouldn't fuck her.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, I'm literally gonna. I have to like not be a human anymore. Like,
What, you don't want to go to bed with President Trump? You don't think that would be good for
what's
your
worse?
career?
What's worse? People like actually having to fuck him, or everyone for the rest of your life thinks that you did.
Oh,
Right. Oh.
I cannot imagine. I honestly, I'm like, what would be worse? Fucking that guy, or having people be like, like she fucked Donald Trump. Like,
Well,
I
Donald
don't know
thinks
what's
he's
worse.
the catch of the century.
Oh, I
honestly.
know.
He,
Yeah, everyone- yeah.
and I think he was very sincere. I think, that's what's so weird. I think he was very sincere that, Rob, don't worry about it. You're going to do much better than Kristen
Oh,
Stewart.
he was
Get
very.
over
Oh,
it. Stop moping around.
He believes in the things that he. Well, I can't finish that sentence.
I know.
Sometimes those things seemingly reflect what he thinks. I don't. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It must be surreal for you to have that happen, though. But it was great that you addressed it. Did you ever talk to Rob about it? Did you ever say, can you believe the president of the United States is
carrying
Yeah.
carrying
this
on
way.
about our relationship?
Yeah, well, we got back together. Like we went through a thing and it fucking sucked. But like we really wanted to like be together. And
Right.
so yeah, I was like, I can't. Yeah, I don't remember that particular conversation, but we definitely were talking about everything in that time.
That's kind of an exciting conversation, actually. Like, on the one hand, it's disgusting, and on the other hand, it's like, oh my God, can you believe we're that focused on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Maybe
That
you
guy
need
was
a little
already-
more time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still need a little more separation from that. Yeah.
that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing that was so amazing to me was that, all the Twilight fans were so invested in your relationship as well.
Yes, they
It's
were.
too much.
Oh, it is.
It's too
Yeah.
much. It is. Do you be-
Stories. We like watching stories,
You
and
know-
everyone, it's like a choose your own adventure story too. Is like what you believe. I had people genuinely asking me like if that relationship was real or fake. And I was
like the movies fabricated a thing for
Right.
publicity.
yeah,
Well, they did used to do that in the old days.
I know. It's such a weird like studio system, like old school way of thinking. It's like, you really think at this point after all these years, like that I am like, that's how I live my life?
There's no way a relationship could survive the types of scrutiny that you guys had. Really, I have.
We were
never-
also just so young. You know what I mean? Like there are stages. Life is long. Like it. Yeah.
Was there a point you would have gotten married? Do you think?
I don't know.
I wonder. Imagine
I wanted to. Yeah, no. I mean, like, I think I've never
if he
been
proposed,
in.
you would have gotten married.
I don't know.
I think
I'm
you
not
would've
like
said yes.
a super duper traditionalist, but at the same time, I like, yeah, every relationship I've ever been in, I thought that
This
was
is it.
it. I've never like casually. I mean, maybe one or two.
Do you
Okay, I'm
think
not
you'll get
giving
married?
everyone that do, but like, I've never really been the most casual person.
Do you think you'll get married one day?
Yeah, for sure.
That appeals to you?
Like it never did, and yes, absolutely.
Now it does.
Yeah, absolutely. And in no way that's tied to like any weird sort of convention. It's more just like when you know, you know what I mean?
But why do the traditional thing and get married? I'll tell you why I did.
Yeah.
I recommend marriage.
Mhm.
I think it says to people, this is the person I hold above all others.
That's how I feel too.
And I want to announce that to the world.
There is nothing like feeling sure about anything because we don't know anything. And
That's right.
that is the only thing you can feel like you know, is that if you're in love with someone.
And it elevates, I don't know what it is about that tradition. It elevates the relationship beyond what you could have imagined.
I completely agree with you.
It's romantic
Yeah.
and it says,
I don't care about like who it's being recognized, but not in a way that's like, I don't feel like I'm kowtowing to a sort of patriarchal standard. But I do feel like I want to like that, honoring that and having other people recognize it. Fuck the government, but just people and your friends and your family. That means a lot to me. Yes.
I was hung up on the way people treated my wife when she wasn't my wife.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, she's going to be the bimbo of the week or something.
Right. No, I want to be on a team. And I want the team to have a name. I want to like, yeah.
And for everyone to feel equal in the relationship.
Completely.
Yes.
How not? This is beautiful.
I like what you're saying.
He's a mess. He's such a romantic.
I am a romantic.
Yeah.
You know, you look at me, you think, oh God, how is this guy a romantic?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, but it's true. When you did Saturday Night Live the first time, the big thing was all in rehearsal, you were cursing up a storm like a sailor.
Yes.
Fuck this, fuck it. You were nervous. So you start to, you don't.
I was embarrassed. Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
You were embarrassed.
It's so embarrassing. Sketch comedy is fucking ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous?
It's so not what I do. Like literally watching those people do that is baffling. They're genius. Like they're
brilliant at it.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Kate McKinnon, fabulous, right?
I am like floored by that. I'm literally floored by that person.
Insanely talented.
It's weird.
It is weird.
It's like bizarre. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's sick.
And it's a unique talent.
Yeah.
She can't do. But what you do, first of all, if you weren't born with that face, this is the other thing that's got to freak you out. You got to have, there's only certain women that have the look and only certain men who have the look to be leading actors and actresses.
Yeah, I'd figure out something else, but yeah. I mean,
it's got to be a bunch of things. It's got to be a bunch of things. I mean, you got to have a certain look. What's the matter? You drinking bad water?
No, I'm just trying to like.
Why? You feel that you'll jinx it? Does it feel funny for me to say that to you?
No, I just don't want to sound like an asshole. Like, yeah.
No, you got the look. When do you know you have the look? I guess I guess after Twilight and you're the leading lady, I guess you know.
I was genuinely such a sort of like weird, not like popular, not classic. Like I wasn't like traditionally. My best friend was a cheerleader, and I felt like a fucking troll.
Right.
And for a long time. So I think like when I think when I turned like 16 or 17 and like the guy that I had a huge crush on liked me back, I couldn't even believe it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, that's weird. I don't understand
why would someone be attracted to
why
me?
Does someone like me? Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, no, I'm super lucky that I get to do movies where I get to do love stories. But if I didn't have that,
So it's fair to say that Saturday Night Live is a very uncomfortable situation for you. But your greatest comfort must be when they do those film little bits.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that I could tell you were comfortable.
Yeah.
But you're saying when you come out, especially when you come out to do the monologue.
That's the easiest part for me.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
But that's when I think it would be the worst because you got to come out as you. You're not playing a character at all. And you got to sit there and talk about something going on in your life.
Well, I'm not a sketch comedian.
Right.
So like if it was a sort of like improv or like a sort of if it was like a dramatic workshop or a sort of exercise situation that was broadcast, I would be fine with that. I'm not going out and shooting the shit with an audience and being like, I put no pressure on myself for that. Like, it's not my job to like be hilarious. And I don't think anyone really expects that. I think like the coolest thing to do is just go.
People say
and kick it.
Your friends say you're funny. They say that the Charlie's Angels character kind of most reflects who you are in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But sketch comedy is like outlandish. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't do a bunch of impressions and, I mean, maybe I could get a little better at it in time, but it's not like my default setting,
Do you go, who tells you what to wear when you come out? Because that was a very provocative outfit. I liked it.
Thank you.
The sexy.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Bra. You were though, weren't you?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you're wearing a bra, but I'm seeing the bra. You're showing some skin. The skirt was kind of tight.
Mm-hmm.
You like that?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I like women.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but who helps you with that? Do you have a stylist?
I have a stylist that I've been working with since I was like 14.
Wow.
Yeah. So we really know each other. We like, yeah.
And what about Coldplay? Do you hang out with them at all when you're doing Saturday Night Live, or is it just it's a crazy schedule? Right? It's a tremendous time commitment. You've got to be there a couple of times during the week for rehearsal, right? I mean, it's a
You're
full...
there. You're honestly when Monday starts, that's it. Until Saturday at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Are you in the sketch? Are you in the writers' room when they're writing these sketches?
You can be if I'm more hands off, because I feel like as soon as I start having something to do with, I don't even writing things or being too in the developmental process of filmmaking starts to sort of take me out of it as an actor. I need to sort of believe it in a way that like feels, I don't know, like if I make it up, I don't believe it.
I see.
Anyway, and also it's not what I do. And I think that for me to sort of try and say like, hey, do you think you could incorporate this sort of half-baked idea into your writing?
Right.
Because you do this all the time, and how annoying that must be to have some fucking asshole actor come in and be
but
like,
is that an asshole? What
hey,
if you did? What if you know
they
how to do?
ask you to, they want you to, but I was like, you do your thing and I'll just like kind of follow your lead.
But let me alleviate some of your pressure in life. If you do a particularly good impression, like maybe you do impressions, I don't know. Maybe I don't know that about you, but maybe you do. Why not go to the writers and say on Saturday Night Live, listen, I do a great impression of Ariana Grande, and it would be really funny if I did that. Why not? Why not insert yourself into the process?
Because I probably have like an inferiority complex about having a superiority complex, and I'm overly self-conscious and I have a huge ego.
Oh my God.
My ego's like, bah! And then I'm like, no. Like,
would you clear up a rumor for me about you?
Yeah.
There was some story where Harvey Weinstein, of all people, was had a charity thing.
Yes.
And there was some, I don't know, sheikh or Saudi Arabian prince.
Yep.
Who said, I will give $500,000, Harvey, to your charity if you get me 15 minutes alone with Kristen Stewart.
That sounds terrifying, and that happened.
It happened.
Yeah.
Did you go through with it to raise money for the charity?
Unbeknownst to me, this occurred. I had sort of been sidestepping this person for a while in other ways. Like I can't remember how, but like this was some, like I knew about this person. I was like, no. Because it wasn't, at first it wasn't a philanthropic thing at all.
Right. In other words, someone was trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah. He would do anything. He would pay me. Yeah, exactly. Pay anyone anything in order to just like kick it with me for a second. And so
probably in his mind, he's thinking, if you just met me for 15 minutes,
oh yeah,
you'll be in love.
Maybe this will be it.
This will be it.
Yeah.
You will run off with him. Yeah.
I wonder what his thought process was. I really don't know.
You try to keep that out of your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But so I went to this fundraiser that I was invited to, and he was there, and I was like, oh, I've just been fully harpooned. And it's fine. I'm like, ultimately, it was well-intentioned, but it was definitely a lie. It was like I was coerced into a really good thing. If he had just told me, I probably would be like, okay, fuck it. Yes, that will raise a lot of money for this thing. I'm down. I'll come see him as long as there's like people around, and I'll like shake his hand and be like, da da da, totally bye.
Right.
But to do that to someone and not tell them is like,
so the meeting,
it's really
like
something's Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
exactly.
It sure is.
Yeah.
What, so you had the 15 minutes with this guy. I guess you made good on it. You were alone.
I walked into a room and he was there.
And he was there.
No, yeah, and I was like, oh my God, yeah.
Did you have security around you?
Always. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. It wasn't a dangerous or precarious. It wasn't like a weird situation. It was a very weird situation, but it was not a threatening situation. It was just like, this is sort of wrong. You could have gone about this in a different way. You psycho.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see, that's when you get used.
Yeah. That was weird.
Users.
Used for a good thing, but
no, it's a use.
It's fucked up. Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
You must have a crazy life. Do you get proposed to a lot? I mean, do you have a lot of guys doing that kind of stuff where they're like, hey, come on, just, go out with me once?
No. I don't think I put that off.
Wow. Jesus. What was the conversation like, by the way? That would be a really fucked up movie. We actually married the guy.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Was it a horrible conversation?
I don't remember. I don't think we talked about much.
Oh,
I think I was like, nice to meet you.
Oh, my. Yeah. It was a flirt.
Yeah.
A flirtation of sorts.
I definitely was not flirting.
No, not you.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What a life.
But really, he didn't have anything to say?
I don't remember. I think I was just like probably staring at Ruth and being like, oh
Poor Ruth.
my God, right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Kristen, you've lived a full life and you're only 29. Think about
Yeah.
it. Think about what's going on. I wonder what the future will hold.
I feel so crazy lucky. I've been saying it a lot like recently. I feel like it must be a simulation and I am somewhere designing my little life. Like, yeah, it's going great.
It's going great.
Yeah.
At the end of Saturday Night Live, you were jumping up and down. Was that relief?
I didn't
Yes.
see the end.
Yeah.
Was that
Oh,
what
yeah.
it is? Oh,
Yeah.
you really hate it that much?
No, I don't. No. Here's the thing. It's just scary. But I am everything I do is scary. I put myself in like very high pressure situations and I thrive on it. I love it. But it's a lot. I wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, I would go back into like Lauren said, like, you can totally come back if you want to. And I was like, I'll be back. And everyone's like, why would you do that to yourself? You're kind of, you have to really breathe your way through that. Like you're huffing through it. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I understand that. I do that with painting. I
Yeah.
try to paint things that I'm not comfortable painting because
Yeah.
I want to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
And in a way, you got to challenge yourself. You
Of
got to
course.
keep challenging yourself.
What do you
Right?
paint?
Watercolor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But, I'll see something and I go, I don't think I can draw that.
Mhm.
And then I go and draw it because that's the way you get better.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh
And-
my God, absolutely. I don't want to say no to stuff. Like it makes me feel bad about myself. I would rather fuck up at something rather than avoiding it and then feeling like I
Yeah,
was
but
a
isn't it
pussy.
hard even deciding to do Charlie's Angels because like you got so much on the line now, you have so much success.
Mm.
When you fuck up, it's real. There's a big spotlight on it, so it's like probably the decisions are a little too tight. Like you just can't go off and do any film you want now.
Yeah, I definitely was like pretty aware that if this didn't turn out good, that I would be like super bummed. But I've made a lot of bad movies. It's fine. Like I don't mind. I know that
By
I will-
bad movies, you feel the movie is bad, but your performance is good, or you're critical of your own performance.
both,
Both.
depending on individual. Yeah, I mean,
What's the bad movie you made?
oh my God, I made so many sort of.
What's
like,
a bad movie you made?
I don't want to be mean to people.
Be
I like
mean to
people.
yourself. What's your worst performance?
My worst performance?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, let me see. I look back at certain things and think that there were missed opportunities, like or just times where I kind of my body let me down. I'm really embarrassed when I watch Adventureland, and I love the movie, and I love Greg Mottola, and I love Jesse Eisenberg. He's one of
Right.
my favorite people to work with, and I want to do it forever. But it was a certain time that I'm like, dude. And then people love that movie, and I guess if I can step outside of myself, it's fine. Let me see, what else am I bad in?
I don't think you were bad in Adventureland.
No.
No, I don't think I'm bad in it. There was just a few things where I was like, dude.
You could have done them better.
Yes, absolutely. Certain parts of Twilight, New Moon, I totally screwed up the like devastating. I was so in love with Robin, so happy that I like couldn't imagine losing him.
Yeah, right.
And then like, but now I'm like, oh man, I could have really like done better work in that movie. And
Nudity not a big deal to you.
no, not at
You've
all.
been nude in a lot of movies.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not like a mod. I'm not like a mod. I was going to call myself not prude. Like I'm like some sort of
No,
like,
no.
raging slut.
The first time you do a movie and they say, okay, you got to show your titties, for lack of
Yeah.
a better word.
No, I want people to like really appreciate no, I like living openly.
Right.
I have nothing to hide. Let me put it that way. Like
Right.
I want to bear myself for sure.
I admire you. Yeah. Look at what's going on with you. Very admirable.
I think it's kind of a reaction to being such a shy weirdo as a kid. I just went like, it's all or nothing, you know?
No, you're doing great.
Well, after Twilight, you did a lot of independent films and smaller films. Was that by choice? Or, because you could have gone